All right. Thanks so much for joining us today, everybody. We are here with Justin Burke, and he is out of Bound Brook, New Jersey, with Jeffrey Burke Plumbing. We are so incredibly thankful to have you on with us today and able to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started. So let's start from the beginning.
All right, so a little bit about the company. My dad started this business in 1986, and it was just him in a truck. And he grew it slowly and hired Leo. Leo still worked with us. He's been here for 39 years, or no, I'm 34, so he's been here 35 years. He's
Wow.
been with us. And they just kind of only did rough construction, where it was Chick-fil-A's, Wendy's, any kind of McDonald's, and that's what they did, and that was their bread and butter. But it was like I was real hustle. They just always grinding outside, all the elements, and then fast forward in until 2017-ish, 2018-ish, my brother came along and started learning plumbing from my dad. I was playing football and didn't want anything to do. I said I'll never be a plumber. I would never do HVAC. And that ship sailed on me. So I moved back home and I said, Dad, I want to take over the business. And word for word, he said, I'll give you 2 weeks to find a job. And I ended up working for somebody else for almost 6 years, and I learned HVAC from somebody else. And then I came back over here and I brought the HVAC department, Jeffrey Burke Plumbing, and then we started doing heating and cooling. And that's kind of how everything got started. And I would say maybe 4 or 5 years ago, my brother and I bought majority stake in the business. So that's kind of how everything got started. But working here is it's a very, very big family, and I know companies say that, but Leo's been here for 30 plus years. We have a couple other guys that have been here for 20 plus. My sister works here, my brother, and me, and my dad's
Wow.
still around. Yeah,
Wow. So is your dad still there in the day to day? Is he?
he's here. He's actually working today. He's
Love that.
doing a bunch of cameras and a bunch of estimates. Summertime, he might be down the shore. He still comes in almost every single day.
That is,
We call him the shop manager.
of course. Yeah. I mean, that would be a tough transition from starting the company to growing the company and then handing it over. I can't imagine how that must be for him. He must be so proud.
Yeah, he is. It's you get a lot of I have a lot of guys, friends in the business that their father had a business and they don't know how to actually let it go.
Sure.
And my dad does have a little bit of trouble letting go, but he's let go. So
Oh,
it's nice. He just said, "Here you go.
yeah.
If you wanna screw up, you're gonna learn. So if you don't wanna listen to me, you're gonna learn the hard way."
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like it's in good hands and you guys are moving along as a family, which is really cool. You mentioned in the beginning he started with just himself in a truck. Where do you sit now with the number of trucks and technicians?
So right now we are a total of 23 trucks and 28 guys.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
when we bought the business from my dad, I think there was, I think 10 people in total, including office staff, and now we're almost at 30 with everybody.
That's amazing. And obviously, having done it for a number of years outside of your dad's company and now inside your dad or your company, what would you say over the years has been an effort of marketing that you've done that worked really well and an effort of marketing that you've done that didn't go as you planned, maybe wasn't quite to what you thought it would be?
Okay, so it's funny that you asked that because before I found you guys, I used another company. I'm not going to mention names, and we never marketed before ever. And about maybe 5 years ago, we're like, let's try to grow and get into the marketing game and spend a little bit of money on advertising. So we did that, and we found this company through a referral. And when they were lights out, it was 2,000 calls a month, and it was insane. We couldn't keep up. We had to hire people, but we were just going crazy.
Mhm.
Fast forward a year later, I found out the hard way they were doing something illegal, and basically, I don't know what exactly it's called, but they were playing this game where we were ranked number one in every area that we wanted to be ranked in, and ended up getting shut down by Google. So I
Oh,
had all these people, and the phone just, not that our organic leads weren't there, because they were, but not enough to keep up with the
sustain you.
amount of tech. Yeah, the amount of text we had. So I was a battle of how do I get my Google account back
Yeah.
and what do I do next? And I did a bunch of research and I narrowed down a couple companies, and then I met with you guys, and it just everything just hit, and it just felt like a good spot for me
Amazing.
to sit. So I did that. You guys really worked your ass off and got our Google account back
Yeah.
and got everything up and running again. So,
Yeah. We're so grateful to have you with us and be partnering together on your growth. It's been incredible. And on the flip side of that, what did you try? Maybe traditional marketing efforts or something? Is there anything else that you've tried that you thought you'd have success? And I know maybe your dad would speak more to that because of the older years, but has there been anything recently that you've done direct mail? Has there been television, radio?
so we before you guys, and we were like in the midst of, we didn't know what we wanted to do. We did mailers and flyers and stuff like that, and the cost of that and the return I got back from that was like very limited because it's super expensive to make a piece of art and mail it out. It was, I don't know off the top of my head, but
Sure.
our company database has 11,000 customers, and I think it was $3 a mailer. So you do 11,000 times $3, you're
Yeah, of
up in a lot of money.
course.
So
Yeah.
I did that. I didn't really like my result. I didn't
Okay.
do it for all the customers I had, but recently, and you can edit this out, but do you want me to get into what you guys did with the DVR campaign and stuff like that?
You can talk about the DBR campaign. Yeah. Sometimes it's really good and sometimes it doesn't work for certain areas. So go ahead. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yes. So, and then other things that we've tried was like a database reactivation campaign where we reach out to our current customers and tell them we're running a special, whether it's AC tune-ups or free water test. And we just do that. And that's a big thing for us is my sister does a lot of stuff with water testing,
Mhm.
and people are big into making sure that they have clean water. So we offer free water tests to our current customers and basically test their water and give them a softener that they need to purify their water.
Okay, amazing. And we all know the importance of Google reviews, obviously. What do you do, if anything, as an extra incentive to get those reviews?
Honestly, the guys we have are so, and not just talking because they're my guys, but or our
Sure.
guys.
Yeah.
They're, I don't ask customers for reviews. I don't tell the guys, hey, you're going to get $5 for every 5-star review and $4 for every four
Yeah.
star review. I don't believe in that.
Okay.
If you do a good job, your work will speak for itself and the customer's going to know.
Yeah.
So we have, I think, almost 13,000 reviews between Google, Facebook, or 1,300 reviews between Google, Facebook, and I think our rating is a 4.9. I think out of all those ratings, I think there's
Amazing.
only 3 or 4 that are below a 3-star,
Okay.
and that's just when we hire guys, we hire for character
Yeah.
and integrity versus skill level. So I'd rather train somebody that is a good person inside than a really good tech, but a jerk to the customers.
Absolutely. It sounds like you've nailed it. On that note, one of the hot topics in the industry, every event I go to and any conferences that I go to internally, one of the hot topics is recruitment and the challenge it is to find a good technician. Is there anything that you do in order to not only recruit new technicians, but to keep technicians with you?
It's very hard. We're in that battle every day. We're always looking to find a really good tech, whether it's a plumber, HVAC guy, or someone that can do sewer and drain work. I didn't partner. I am a trade ally, partner with PSE&G, but they also offer a program called on the job training. So what that is that they sponsor somebody for 15 to 16 weeks. They pay for them, no money out of pocket for you. They come work for you for that duration of time, and you have the opportunity to hire or not hire them. So we've done that twice, and one of them is still with us today. He's been here for 2 years. The other one, unfortunately, didn't work out. But that's the hard part about this business right now, the lack of skilled tradesmen.
Yeah.
So when you find somebody good, you pay them, and
Yeah.
that's comes down to we do pay our guys pretty well. I don't believe in paying guys by commission because it turns into being dishonest to a customer to make more money
Yeah.
so that they can make more money to feed their families. I'd rather pay a little bit more and get somebody that's going to do the right job and the right thing.
Yeah. 100%. And then adding that all up, great technicians, Google reviews, moving a little bit more into community involvement and the trust factor that it takes when you're going inside someone's home. Obviously, trust is such a big thing. Is there anything that you guys do to stay connected to the community and just put your name out there as a trusted authority in the space that you're in?
Yeah, so over the course of, I would say, 6 or 7 years, we've been giving out turkeys during Thanksgiving. So we have a couple local places. One is the Golden Corner Diner in Bound Brook, and then Joe's Meat Market in South Bound Brook. So we started off with us donating the turkeys, Joe's Meat Market donating the apple pies, and then the Golden Corner Diner donating the yams. And it was just 100 meals. And then this year, fast forward 7 years, we did, I think it was a little over 400 that we gave
Wow.
out this year. We get all the guys together. They come in. We have our yard is set up like a U-turn, so you can pull in one side, come around the other side. You get a turkey, an apple pie, and some sweet potatoes. And so we do that. And then not every year, but a couple of years ago, we went to a lady's house and her husband just had lost her job. She was a stay-at-home mom and they had 4 kids and their boiler cracked and they had carbon monoxide everywhere and it was actually leaking water. And we told her, hey, look, you need a new boiler. And she's, I don't have the money. And she started crying. Came back to the office, talked to my dad and my brother, and we called the supply house and they are now, or they donated the actual boiler, donated our labor. And she was like, what can I do to repay you? We said nothing. And it just so happens, by God's grace, that we're walking outside and Channel 12 happens to be pulling down the street and sees our truck and someone had
Oh,
someone from her that she knew told somebody and that person told Channel 12 and they happened to be pulling up to the job. And not that we did it for the
of
business
course.
or,
Yeah.
but the work just came because they put us on Channel 12 News and that was our local news around here. And we got around all of Somerset County and Middlesex County and stuff like that. Yeah.
That is such a great story. And like you said, you weren't expecting anything in return, but one good deed deserves another. Isn't that the way it goes? So
Yeah. And I'm doing a job for a customer and she's over in South Plainfield. She ended up not needing a turkey, but saw us. We made her come in and grab a turkey. She gave the turkey to someone that didn't have it, anything, and then she gave the apple pie to somebody, and then the sweet potatoes. The groomer for her dog made sweet potato treats that she gave out to
oh,
everybody. And I'm doing an AC replacement for her in a couple weeks, and it just comes full
just
circle.
went full circle. I love that. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's touch a little bit on the areas that you serve. Give me a list of the areas that you serve.
Yeah, so we serve all of Somerset County, Bridgewater, Chung. Do a lot of work up in Chatham, Summit, Milburn, Short Hills, and then we even get into Livingston a little bit. Honestly, we with all the guys we have, we do a good job of getting to everywhere almost every single day. We'll go out to Flemington, and then I've done some jobs down in Seagirt. It's got to be a bigger job, but we'll travel
Sure.
if for the right customer.
Yeah.
But yeah, our bread and butter is up in the mountains where Warren, Watchung, and then Summit, Milburn area over there.
Okay, amazing. And now in closing, if you were to be sitting across from somebody who says to you, Justin, I really want to start my own company. I really want to jump the fence and start my own company. What are two pieces of advice you would give somebody who is considering to go out on their own?
Two pieces of advice I would give somebody. I have, I'll just bring this in here. My best friend, Paul, worked for my dad since he was 17.
Wow.
And then he ended up starting his own business. So I talk to him almost every day about business.
Yeah.
And he told me, I want to go in my own business so I can make my own hours. And this is as raw as it gets. There, you're, there is no hours. So like, everyone goes home. You're at the office doing whatever you have to do. You have to be willing to actually put in the work, even when you don't want to. People say, oh, I'm so tired. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I don't want to because I'm tired. But in business, you're the life support
First.
of the business. I was listening to some podcast and the guy was talking and he said, buying a Rolex or a Ferrari and having a $2,000 payment is nothing. It's how many people work for you that rely on you to make sure you have jobs,
Yeah.
you to make sure that they get paid every week so that they can feed their families and live a good life. So you have to be, my advice would be make sure you're ready to work and put in the actual work or you're going to fail. And it's hard work. Everyone sees, oh, the boss is making a lot of money,
Yeah.
but they don't see what actually goes into making sure that they're getting paid. They have health insurance,
Yeah.
the supply house bills are paid, all that stuff. So it's a hard, I don't have a direct answer. You just be willing to do what the other people aren't willing to do. That's why people don't go into their own business because they can't, when 5 o'clock hits, they want to clock out and
Course.
shut their phone off. Before we started this meeting, I told my sister, I said, can you take the phone?
Yeah.
Because my office, he leaves at 4 o'clock and
Sure.
or Fridays he leaves at 3:30. So I had the phone and I'm like, someone's got to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, you're here. Can you take the
Yeah.
phone from me?
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, no, it doesn't stop. We're a 24/7 business, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
And it's got to be 2 o'clock in the morning. You got, if your guys don't answer the phone, it's not their business.
Yeah.
You have to get up and go,
Yeah. Yeah.
even if they are on call.
Yeah. It's like that saying, you're planting that tree under which the shade you might not sit. You
Exactly.
you're planting the tree for other people, and it's a lot of hard work, and you have to be ready to ride those storms as well because it won't
Yeah.
always be easy, that's for sure.
Yeah. You got to be able to endure a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Put on, even when it's bad, you put it on a smile and say,
yeah.
everything's good.
Yeah.
You got to be able to wear multiple different hats. And you also have to be able to communicate with the people and almost be a therapist for the people because
Oh, it's true.
if you have 20 plus guys, everybody has a different personality. It's like raising a kid. The
Yeah.
first kid might be hyper, the other kid might be not hyper, and you got to be able to adjust your attitude
approach.
towards
Yeah.
their approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
100%. Listen, it sounds like you're doing everything right, and it's really fun to watch you guys grow. Really excited about this year, and thank you so much for today. Thank you for jumping on End of Day Friday. I know it's just quitting time for everybody, but I really appreciate you doing this, and we're very excited for you.
No problem. I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.